Virginia Tech's class rings are a symbol of tradition. They have been for more than 100 years. Following the April 16th tragedy, they're also a symbol of remembrance and resilience.
In 2013, they only did 32 feathers.
Each ring reflects the experience of each class at Virginia Tech.
If you look at this one right here.
Unlike an official ring many universities use year after year, a committee of Virginia Tech students designs its own distinct one.
Every year, a new committee takes on the task of designing the ring that reflects their experiences here at Virginia Tech, and so it's telling our story.
The process starts at the beginning of the student's sophomore year.
You know, they're working together to get the sense of their class. They're putting together their motto, their class colors.
Rings for the class of 2009 were already designed when the April 16th tragedy happened. But Whedon says Balfour, the company behind the rings, called to ask if they wanted a change.
Balfour came to us and offered the opportunity. They would be willing to make a change in the ring design if the students wanted that. It was a huge offer because knowing the complexity of manufacturing the rings, it was just a huge offer, but they did that.
Just 2 weeks after the tragedy, emotions raw, the decision difficult. Ultimately, they decided to do it.
They just changed small parts of it in ways that we realized later. We didn't know if that was the right decision. We didn't know how their classmates, I think they represented their classmates at the time.
When the rings were revealed 6 months later,
you understood right away from the audience response. And it wasn't like wild cheering, because that wouldn't have been appropriate, but we knew, like, this was the right thing to do. And it was a good feeling.
The class side of the 09 ring shows the VT ribbon, a symbol created in remembrance of the lives impacted by the tragedy. The opposite side reads,
"We will prevail, we will prevail, we will prevail."
A quote from the poem distinguished Professor Nikki Giovanni read at the convocation the day after.
Each of those rings since then, because there's been 10 since then, have reflected that resilience and moving forward, I think, in the ring. I think all those things represent that.
From the very first ring designed after, and possibly the one in the works right now, students choose to remember. Symbols range from 8 stars for 8 classmates lost to the April 16th memorial stones. 32 hokey tracks may even be a permanent feature.
That really, was part of the bezel, was doing those 32 tracks to recognize those 32 that we live for.
And then there's something most everyone here 10 years ago can identify with.
They've had on several rings, "We are Virginia Tech." And I think to me that's another phrase that signifies the pride of our community. We are Virginia Tech. We are going to move through this. And it's that statement that I think most of us who were here at that time, we still identify with that.
Absolutely. And, I mentioned that the rings are designed 2 years before students graduate.
So we don't know.
Well, some students know. The committee knows the 2019 ring,
right.
What, if anything, is on.
Right.
I got the feeling that this is something they'll continue. So.
It's really incredible to see all the ways that they've put that together.
And the thought that goes into it and the significance. It's just such fitting tribute to look at the last 10 rings, the designs and the symbolism on each one.
Keepsake for sure. Good story. Dawn.
Thank you. Well, hey, we will have special coverage throughout the weekend on the 10th anniversary of the Virginia Tech tragedy.
Sunday, we'll have live team coverage starting at 6 a.m. on Virginia Today, followed by a special 6 o'clock newscast.
We'll also have a live stream of the events right on our website, WSLS.com.